and welcome to Empower Your Passion. I'm so excited to be here today, as usual. But today we've got a different kind of a guest. She is not only an entrepreneur, Zeeks, but she's also a gymnast. And I don't think we've ever spoken about this, but I was a gymnast at a very young age, and I actually came third in Gauteng as a little girl. And I am absolutely obsessed with gymnastics. So when I heard about this guest, I was like, please, yes, let's have her. I'm all for supporting gymnasts in South Africa and internationally, and just just so excited about this interview today. So firstly, hey Zeeks, how you doing, my sweetheart?
I'm good, and you, Rebecca.
I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, please continue.
Go continue.
I was going to say, I'm thoroughly shocked at the fact that you kept that secret. I had no idea that you were a gymnast once upon a time. Now that the whole world knows, that's pretty cool. I had no
Listen,
idea.
it was 100 years ago, Zeeks. These things get forgotten, okay?
Okay. Is ideal for you in terms of what your life used to be when you were much younger. I feel like it's going to be quite interesting, and I'm looking forward to the questions you have for her as well.
Me too, and your questions as well. And so let's say hi to Tammy le Roux. How are you, Tammy?
I am so well. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you for giving us your time. And I know your time is of the essence. And I do know that you're talking to us from a car. So as mothers do and as entrepreneurs do, we improv and we hustle and we just make it work. So let's make it work. So I've got a little bit, before we get into this interview, I know it's always the best just finding out a little bit more about the person. So please, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am 42 years old. I have 3 kids. I have 2 booming businesses. I absolutely love what I do. I was a gymnast for 12 years. 5 years of those, I got my Springbok colors, represented South Africa at the Commonwealth Games, African Games, World Championships. It was my absolute passion, drive in my life. So after school, I started teaching gymnastics at nursery schools. And shortly after my 3rd child was born, I started my own business. And it's just been skyrocketing from there. So it's been me living my dream.
Wow. And I can hear that passion, and I can hear you living your dream. And I just love that. I mean, as a life coach, there's nothing better for me to find other humans that have actually found their purpose on this earth. So well done to that. And just as a fellow gymnast, I mean, I definitely don't have the accolades, but I like to think that I did okay compared to you, not really. But
you did brilliantly.
I loved gymnastics, and when you say it was your life, I know it really becomes your life, right? I mean, I know for maybe women out there who have little girls or boys who want to start gymnastics, just understand that it's a life choice. And I remember spending all day in the gym. I remember my mom dropping me off after school and my dad fetching me on the way back from his work. So
absolutely,
getting back in the dark was something of the norm, right?
Yeah.
And tell me, with your gymnastics business, another thing is, do you remember Ferndale Gymnastics? Do you remember the Ferndale Gymnastics Club? So I was there.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was
with Adele. You trained under
Adele
and Nikki
Sonia,
and
Nikki.
Michelle.
That was my little crew growing up.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. Well, it's so beautiful to just get a little bit of background about you. And I think just as I'm a mother as well, I'm a mother of 2, and I always find it quite interesting is to find out, how do we handle life? I mean, and I can't say that because a lot of the times we don't handle life, but we put on that smile and we march on by, right? But I would say the importance of just juggling, being able to juggle motherhood and business, and what is your advice and how do you go about doing all of that?
I think the way that I deal with motherhood, business, and everything, and on a daily basis, is learning how to take deep breaths, take one day at a time, and even more so just one step at a time only. No anticipating what's going to happen next week. Try and stay in the present moment. That's what's important to me. Soak up the actual moment that you're in instead of worrying about the future or what happened yesterday. Just try and focus on today and what is needed for today. That I think that is how I deal with it on a daily basis.
I love that. I mean, it does. It brings about its own form of anxiety, and it's easy to become overwhelmed. So being able to live at the moment and actually enjoy the moment as well. You know, as entrepreneurs and mothers, we forget to enjoy those small little moments with our kids. Our minds are so much elsewhere sometimes that you have to kind of reel yourself back and just go, wow, let me enjoy this today. Let me give those extra cuddles and kisses and let me just relax and breathe. I love it. Zeeks, what questions do you have today? I'm dying to hear what you're going to ask Tam.
I do have a few questions, and I just wanted to tag on what you just said about, you know, taking the time to breathe and honestly be present. I struggled with that. I'm still struggling with it, but it's a lot better where I don't anticipate and just look to the future. I'm just all about being here right now. So I really important. Otherwise, you miss so many important moments that are happening at that moment. So absolutely agree. And my question to you is, you mentioned family earlier on, and you talk about them having supported you in starting your businesses. In your opinion, how important is it to actually have people who around you, like people around you, have them see you win? How important do you think it is important to have people who really want to make sure that you are getting ahead and making your wins and actually getting to the goal that you're trying to get to or achieve?
I think it is imperative. You need those people. You really need those people. Ever since I was a very little girl, my parents have been behind me. My sister has supported me. She was my number one cheerleader all the time, attending competitions, motivating. And it's not easy because it's a lot of work from their way, but they stood by me all the time. In my whole 42 years of life, I've never had a moment where I haven't had someone by my side, supporting me, cheering me on, saying to me that I'm doing a great job. It is so important. It is important also to realize who are those people, who are the people that really support you and love you and do it for the good of everybody around you. And it is really important that you get a lot of people that will support you and will say they support you, but at the end of the day, when it push comes to shove, they don't. And just knowing that those people who really honestly and truly support you are worth gold. They cannot be replaced.
And on that note, of course, you know, what is that saying? But either way, I mean, I know for a fact, and I've been there, when, you know, the people around you can also break you down. Yes. So like you said just now, you know, they could say they've got your back and they support you, but meanwhile, they're actually breaking you down. And it's very important to recognize that as a woman and recognize that as an entrepreneur. So I'm really glad you said that, because I think there's a lot of women in that space, you know, and it's very difficult to run a household, to run your kids, to run your businesses if you don't have that 100% support. But that support coming from love and heart, you know, rather than just words. So yeah, definitely.
And I think you learn through experience. You learn through, I think also the biggest thing is if you find that one person or few people that you thought were supporting you and they weren't really, to realize that it actually has nothing to do with you as a person.
Always.
It is completely what they see in life and what they feel. It is nothing to do with you as a failure or how now I've lost my number one supporter. It's not that at all.
Don't let them tear you down.
Yeah, that is very important. I think you will find people like that. And if you do, realizing that it's okay, that those people are going to come, and then realizing they are not good for you, and basically just saying, okay, I don't need to deal with you because you are not really supporting me.
Exactly. Through our pain comes our purpose all the time.
I love that. I love that, Rebecca. Things comes our purpose. Wow. Okay. I think also just what I'm hearing from Tammy, she mentioned earlier on how her family having to be there to support her also is hard work. So just also recognizing that the people who are your fans, who are your number one supporters, also are putting in quite a bit of work, and just being really thankful, because that can go a long way. So I love hearing that bit.
On that note, I just wanted to add my oldest son, who is now almost 19. He has been through all of the ups and downs, and the difficult and the easy, and the love and the crying and all of that. And he just said to me the other day, Mom, you're a role model to me. And that was incredible. Also knowing that when I was working the late nights and the weekends and the sitting in front of the admin, and they were there knowing that I'm working, and I maybe don't have a lot of time today to maybe play in the pool or something like that. In the end of the day, they see you are working hard for the greater good of things, and they notice you. Your kids are your number one supporters at the end of the day. So being called my son's role model was like, my goodness, that was amazing. So I just
treasure
wanted to
that, mommy.
Yeah,
treasure that, because that's what we aim for as moms. It's like all we want is for our children to see what we're doing, for that everything we're actually doing is for them ultimately.
for them. Yeah.
So having that is truly a blessing. So congratulations. That's a beautiful thing to have said to you. So well done. Zeke, do you have any other questions?
I think my last question would be just to get advice from you as an amazing entrepreneurial woman who's empowering her community, working with other little gymnasts. I'm thinking of, when somebody starts their business and they see that one is doing very well and they want to start another one on top of that one. And as somebody who's done that, what word of advice or what advice would you give to somebody who wants to kind of, broaden or, expand their business adventures?
I would say grab life by the horns and dive in deep. You have nothing to lose. Do everything in your power to make it work. Have the courage. There will be ups and downs. It's not going to be easy from the start. As you know, from your first business, it wasn't easy and it took a while to get it going. I would say do it. You've got nothing to lose, and do it wholeheartedly. Don't be scared. No fear. Faith over fear.
Love it. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. Ladies, before we say goodbye today, because I think that was the last question, Hazies, is that your last question? It was so nice having you here, Tammy. Really, really just love your passion and your zest for life and your love for your children and your juggling and hustling, and I just love it. All wrapped up in one, Tammy le Roux. So thank you for being here. But before we go today, I want to practice. Can we just all breathe together? So let's close our eyes and do a breath in. Keep it there and out. It feels good. Hey, pause and find the pleasure. I love it. Power in the pause, ladies. Thank you so much for being here today, Tammy. It was lovely to just get to know you better. And next time I visit Joburg, if I'd known this sooner, I would have brought my son to you. I didn't know about you. No. Now I know about you. But if you ever decide to open up anything in Cape Town, please let me know.
I will.
And other than that, keep shining, darling. Keep shining and just doing your thing,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Zeke?
Tammy, honestly, thank you for being here, sharing your part, sharing your pin, what you're doing. And I look forward to actually seeing somebody from your gym making it to the Olympics, because I do watch them and watch the gymnastics especially. So I'm looking forward to it. I know that South Africa was well represented, I think last year when we had the gymnastics. So
at the Olympics, yeah.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on all your awards.
Thank you. I think the South African gymnastics had made they have come to the party in leaps and bounds. So I'm so proud of South African gymnastics.
Me too. Me too. Beautiful. Thank you,
ladies.
ladies. Have the best weekend, guys, and stay blessed.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Ziki. Bye. Bye, Tammy. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.